Hey there, listeners. This is your DM Eli and Showrunner Jakes, and we have a fun episode for everyone here today.
Before we put up the first episode of us actually playing the D&D module Out of the Abyss, we thought it'd be a cool idea to have an episode that acts as an intro/deeper look into some of the NPCs that are featured in the campaign. There are a lot of names to keep track of from the very beginning, but hopefully this will paint a better picture of their personalities.
These NPCs are the prisoners that share the slave pen with our adventurers, and they're an interesting collection of characters. Let's find out what troubles them before our players join them.
Near the gate of the slave pen, a drow sits in contemplation, the eyes of his former guardsmen glaring at him in disgust. But Seraph is deep in thought, trying to recall the events that ruined his life.
I'm disgraced, accused of murdering my fellow drow, but I do not recall this event. Why can't I remember this event? Set up to be destroyed and ashamed. I will be sacrificed to law, to be an example, and I fear my mind will continue to fade. No. This is a test. A trial, no. An opportunity.
Leaning against the wall with an angered expression, a dwarf woman named Elda Feldrun crushes a rock in her hand. She glares at the drow sitting by the gate.
Damn it! Damn it! How could I let these damn drow capture me? Me! By Moreland's beard, I swear, I will regroup with my troop and return home to the glorious ancient kingdom. These drow better watch their back. I will teach them not to underestimate me.
Across the pen, with sullen eyes staring at the floor, sits a large orc with several scars on his face, grumbling something under his breath.
Grumesh, have mercy on Rond. Rond fled from battle. Orc brothers killed by dwarves. And now Rond sits in chains in front of filthy dwarves and filthy drow. Rond will not be weak. Rond will be strong. And Rond will fight.
Resting on the rock lies a somber Darrow named Bupito. He looks around at each of the prisoners and just thinks to himself with an occasional chuckle.
These drow laugh at Pepito, but they don't understand. This all happens for a reason. This is the divine plan, a part of his will. Mere convenience. I will escape and continue my work across the Underdark. Perhaps I will find some use from the people here.
Shaking and cowering in fear, a small myconid sprout hides behind a large rock. It cries for help, but not a single sound can be heard.
Is anyone there? In Stool, and I'm sorry for going too far to play. I'm scared. Why is this happening to me? I want to go back to Neverlight Grove and be with my circle. Someone please help me. I want to go home.
In the center of the pen rests Shushar, a large Kurotoa sitting while observing his fellow prison mates, taking deep breaths to maintain his calm mind.
How did I get captured by the drow? This is a terrible shame. But it may not be all bad. There seems to be a variety of people around me. We probably share a desire for freedom. Maybe potential friends of Shisha. I should seek out the calmer ones and perhaps we can find a non-violent means of escape. Perhaps I can enlighten a few along the way.
In the corner of the room, a pair of deep gnome siblings quietly mutter to themselves while ignoring everything around them. Every few minutes, one quickly scans the area, then mumbles something to the other.
Stop, please. Yeah, Toby, I can't believe they took us right next to our home. For Dry to be so close to a deep gnome settlement is crazy. But we are resourceful. The two of us will find the right time for escape. Fine. Nah, we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be able to escape before we have to worry about our transformation. Just gotta keep resisting our urges.
Jimjar the Deep Gnome walks to Pepito and twirls a silver coin between his fingers. He hastily pockets the coin when a guard walks by, flashing them a silver grin.
I always thought I'd end up paying for my fondness for coins, but I never thought I'd be a prisoner of the drow because of it. I know I don't owe any debt to them, but here I am. I bet 10 gold I can find a way out of here. Any takers?
A quaggoth with claims of royalty lies on the stone floor with a disgruntled gaze. His fur bristles and shudders while he thinks about the circumstances that removed him from his throne.
How could such an ill fate fall upon this cursed elven prince? To think I was imprisoned into this unbecoming, hulking quaggoth form. Only to be captured and imprisoned. My people need me. My kingdom needs me. I, Prince Darendale, must take back the crown and free them from the evil wizard terrorizing my lands.
Elijah? Or, well, Eli, this episode might not have been like our actual D&D sessions, but it was a lot of fun to record. Do you think this was actually going to help the listeners keep track of all the characters in the campaign? There were like 9 NPCs we roleplayed in this prelude episode, and the next upload is going to be our Meet the Players episode.
I hope it helps. Worst case scenario, I might chuck 1 or 2 of the NPCs to make things easier for myself and the listeners.
Hey, wait, no spoilers. No spoilers.
You're right. Everyone lives, everyone holds hands together, everyone just stays in the prison happy and make their way to proper reforms.
Yeah, it's not like you mentioned that you were aiming for a TPK multiple times during our D&D sessions, right?
We have no recording of me saying that, and I'd like to see you pull it up. But either way, it was fun thinking of all their personalities and little tigs, trying to make voices for them. I'm pretty excited to see what the rest of the group comes up for their introductions in the next episode.
Alright, so it's time to promote ourselves. We started a Patreon. You can find our Patreon at NOTI Podcast.
No tip.
No tip. See, now you got me saying it.
That's all it takes.
You can find our Patreon at No Tip Podcast, or
No. You gotta say no tip and then be like Oddcast.
No Tip Oddcast. NOTI Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, next on the initiative podcast. But anyways, we have a $3 tier available for the extra generous people out there. I know it's pretty early in the life of this podcast, but I really want this passion project of mine to like bear fruit, you know? So consider supporting us on Patreon. The easiest way to find our Patreon is just to use the link in the description.
We also started an Instagram at Next on the Initiative. I guess that would be at Next on the Initiative on Instagram.com, but we are new to this social media game. I don't know how that all works.
Man, yeah. We are new considering you said .com.
I
You
did.
old man.
But we're going to try our hand at it and post updates and additional content. Odds are, though, we will just post funny D&D memes we find on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to
we
happen.
send each other a lot of D&D memes.
As always, consider giving us a good rating on the platform you use to listen to this podcast.
Some of the sound effects used in this episode were made by yours truly, but the sources for the music and additional sound effects can be found in the description and were used under Creative Commons licensing. This podcast is unofficial fan content of the D&D 5e module, Out of the Abyss. We are not sponsored or endorsed by Wizards of the Coast. Any role-playing we do as characters, depictions of location, or other content in this module are the fan content of this podcast and of the source material. So please, support the official content and the release.
Yes. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode and give a daily blood oath to your Matt Mercer Lord. Peace.
Don't call Matt Mercer out like that. He doesn't know who we are.
I worship him and he needs to know.
Have a good one. Peace.